Good morning, my people. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. It's a market Tuesday. So if you have a business, you tell us about it. If you have a product or service on sale, you tell us about it. Because that's it, you know, kutunda. Obansaliikiriza saidi nkyamo bannalisalira naye nze kusaliikiriza eri ate nosangayo kifuso oba nosangayo kitrera obwo nabwo bulwadde bulala. But how are you, my people? Is your Tuesday good? It's a bright Tuesday. It's going to be a hot Tuesday in most of the places in Kampala or in Uganda. Kitegeeza ebbugumu tugenda kuliwulira enfufu egenda kweyongera in so many places eyo mu byalo. You guys have noticed abantu bagenze bateekawo bihambo ebinene ebyonoone ku mmotoka. I find that the reason why they put those humps is banyo abantu bayitawo nga badduka ne babakuba enfuufu. So that might be the reason why they are doing that. So they be innocently. The only trouble is that when they do that, ate bakola hampo enene ezonoona emmotoka zaffe ffe abavuga the small cars. But I hope you're doing well. There are people that actually go ahead and follow me on TikTok, and then probably TikTok is purely in Uganda. The content is purely in Uganda, but here I will always try to have English as a language, or probably have it as a majority language, so that everyone, wherever they are, whatever language they understand, they could understand the video. So today is Market Tuesday. Market Tuesday is a live broadcast day that we dedicate to marketing our products and services, making life better. Because if a person has a business that is moving, they can buy all the cars they want. It will not stop to one car. You can buy a second car, you can buy a bigger car, you can buy a luxurious car, because business is moving. So every morning when you don't have the energy to come and talk about your business or products or services, just remember that you're probably disempowering yourself from being able to buy your next car, from upgrading your car and all that. So just know that one customer could come and empower you through buying, of course, empower you to buy your next car, upgrade your car and all that. That's how life works. And that's probably one of the reasons why I keep doing these live broadcasts. Something good always finds you if you keep moving, you keep what you gotta do to make things work out. I am surprised so many people actually watch these broadcasts. Some people don't watch the broadcasts when they are airing live. Some people watch the broadcasts after. Because you'll find that sometimes you can have a broadcast and you have only 20 people. Yeah. But by the time it's like evening, the broadcast has 400 views. That is 400 people that have watched the broadcast. And one thing I know is that a business doesn't need to serve 1,000 people. A business needs about 300, 400 people to survive. A business needs 400 people max. For example, if a business was selling, let's say, land, like Isaac is a surveyor, so he deals in land as well. If Isaac was to sell 400 plots, yeah, if Isaac was to sell 400 plots, or if Isaac was to get 400 surveyor gigs, which take it, 400 people are saying, Isaac, come and survey my land. Isaac, come and help me survey this. Isaac, come and help me do this. 400 is a big number, because surveyors, I think, charge for per survey. They charge about 300,000, right? So 300,000 by 400, that's about 3 times 4, 3 times 4, 3 times 4, that's 7. Yeah, that would be 700,000 plus 2 extra zeros. You get it? So the number is big, and I would never really take that for granted. Me, I know that progress is taken little steps by steps. Is better than no progress at all. So if you have a product, service, or business, don't forget that sharing is also caring. Umuntu waba done with your product or service, nenga tamanyi wa kujija, and they come to this broadcast, and all of a sudden they realize, oh, you know what? This, and then even when the video uploads later on, please go ahead and put your comment. You can put your comment whenever, especially the comments that market your products or services. So this is Market Tuesday, and on top of marketing our products or services on Market Tuesday, we learned something new that is to aid our marketing or our business marketing. Mugalasi Joshua makes farm good. Include this name. Your name from Joshua was previously Mugalasi Joshua, but his core business in Kampala is farming. He has a farm. That's why he transformed it to Mugalasi Joshua Mixed Farm. So every time I read his name, it's coming down on you. You're realizing that, oh, Mugalasi Joshua actually has a farm. That's one way you could actually market your business. To see Eddie, good morning. Moyombia Mark, good morning. Dennis 12, good morning. Musema Saddam, good morning. Nathan, good morning. Heath Moses, good morning. Now, Hurida Tom, good morning. Travel Life Vlog, good morning. This Market Tuesday, I thought we could explore a bit. And when you're late, somehow jam does work on you when you're late. Jam does work on you. Yeah. Today I thought we could talk about the issues of discrimination, tribalism, racism, nepotism, yeah, and a bunch of things that relate to that. As a business, those are things that could affect your progress as a business and as a business owner, as a marketer. Those are things that could limit your progress. For starters, let me try and probably talk about tribe. In Uganda, every tribe has a specialty. Each tribe is good at a certain thing. Yeah. For example, there are tribes that were good at that were good blacksmiths. Then there were tribes that were good farmers. Then there were tribes that were good animal rearers. And then there were tribes that were good at strategy, security strategy and all that. And that's how power came to people, that the most strategic tribes, even when you go to countries like let's say Europe, the UK, we have Denmark, we have the most strategic with politics, or the countries that had the biggest armies, the most powerful armies, ended up being in charge of these other tribes, because these other tribes could not fight against the powerful army. Kati, one thing I realize is that if you don't understand the strength that you as a person have, or you as a tribe you have, because the tribe thing will never go away. Yeah, Anacholi will always be Anacholi, and Iteso will always be an Iteso, and Munyoro will always be a Munyoro, and Muganda will always be a Muganda. That's one thing that will never go away. So however much we try to say that we cut all those, you cannot stop someone from being a Munyoro, you cannot stop someone from being a Munyango. Why I keep saying Munyoro is because I know people that are very staunch Banyoro. Those people actually believe that Uganda stole so many things from Bunyoro, including the language, that the Baganda twisted the Runyoro and made it Uganda, which I don't know. We are all Bantu, so our languages are kind of similar. So I know of a young man that said he's going to have children with as many Baganda as possible, so that he makes Bunyoro great again. Now, normally when we hear ambitions like that, then we think, oh, Onogai Kati, he's tribalistic. He's not being tribalistic. He's fighting to make sure that his tribe is powerful again, is strong again, takes over again, which is not a wrong thing for them to do that. Which again, and I think that the biggest thing that is happening right now is the tribalism thing. I did inspection for a doctor some time back, and as we were discussing, he told me he knows of a doctor friend of his who actually, I don't even remember the person, but I remember the story. He has a doctor friend of his who has a clinic, and normally doctors sit in their doctor's room, let's say doctor's room 1, and then the nurse will bring I don't know, they call them booking forms of patients, where they have details of patients, and that this doctor, he looks at the names on the booking forms, and he'll start working on the tribes that he likes most. Then he'll say, hey, you get it? How does that affect your business? It definitely affects it too much. It affects it too much. You trying to, you thinking that a certain tribe is more special than another tribe. That's, yes, it could work for you in the short run, but you know what that is doing? It's first of all making you hate a certain group of people, or it's making you not work effectively or efficiently with other people. So you have a bias against a certain group of people, which is a business person, a marketing person should never have a bias. We are all humans, and that's one thing that probably we should learn. We all eat food, we all excrete, and when you get cancer, you can all get the same type of cancer. When we get diabetes, there are only, I think, 2 types of diabetes. You either get type 1 or type 2. There is no type for this tribe you get. So as you do business, as you look at people and judge them, you should always remember that it will affect your business in the long run. Now, then there is this thing that we would say, but my tribes may have money. That also, right now they may have the money, but they may not have the money later. So what happens when they no longer have the money? Then would you now start wanting to work with the other people that you did not want to work with because your people had money, because they had power? I find that we should try, and as you're doing marketing for your business, try as much as possible to not let the names, not let the shapes of the noses, because I realize that people actually use that. They look at a nose and they say, don't let languages, they listen to someone's language. Don't let accents, they listen to someone's accent, someone's way of mentioning words. And then they start saying, oh, you see Jakora nae, or you see Jamuguza, or you tumusere, or you tetumusera, maybe you tebitu yamba, or chitegera. Eli M. Jr., today I don't answer questions related to cars at all. Tomorrow I could be lenient and answer, but not today. Today we are totally handling marketing to make sure that we can upgrade our cars. Chitege the Muganda one. and we try to improve our workplaces through a little bit of marketing knowledge, yeah, and so that you can buy cars. Then, so you can probably ask your question tomorrow, Eddie, or Friday. Friday is the most appropriate day for you to ask questions. You can even ask questions in depth. Good morning, Mr. Arthur and car lovers. Amina. Amina, starch. Sebugwa Medi chechiriwo, Africa Karota chechiriwo, Chizata Deo chechiriwo, Bukenya Abi chechiriwo, Ronald M. Kasendwa chechiriwo. I hope you guys are doing well today. It's raining in certain parts. I think it's already repetitive. But of course, you guys know I don't have the luxury of not having AC because of my Samsung, which is going to overheat. And then when it rains, nobody actually has the luxury of going so fast because which you don't want. You don't want to threaten someone that is going to work. Of course, and you can still go try to catch up. But I hope that you guys are doing well. So tribalism is a very bad thing. Not bad because then there is someone that is discriminated against, but I find that it's very bad because it also disconnects you to people that have a certain kind of strength. I can tell you one thing is that there are tribes that are very good at finding solutions, and then there are tribes that are very good in Uganda. I've realized. Then there are tribes that are good with sticking to the rules. So if you have a business that requires systems, if you have a business that requires that A to Z is followed, there are those tribes, people from those tribes that are very good at that. So kati wonotaniko discriminating abantu sikora nabo abo babi okitegeera ojja kwesanga nti there are aspects that are needed in your business that you don't have simply because you are being tribalistic. Okitegeera. Then there are also people that are very good at solving problems. There are people that are good with strategy, but then there are also people that are good with problem solving. Then there are people that are good with research. Then there are people that are good with concentrating. So eventually tribalism, BJ business. Then nepotism, because nepotism is closely coming to tribalism. Now tribalism is you discriminating people based on their tribe. Nepotism is you deciding to work with only family or favoring your family more than anyone else. That also is a very bad thing because first off you'll realize that your family members almost, and I'm saying almost because it's almost have the same skill set as you, almost relate to situations the way you do, they react to situations the same way you do. So you don't want to have a business that is run entirely by your family. If you have a business that is run entirely by your family, very soon it will go down. Which is why if you find businesses that are very successful, let's say Movit has a founder, but that founder doesn't have his brother as marketing manager. He doesn't have his sister as sales manager. They have professionals running those businesses because they're not going to have the same background with you. So when you guys come to a point where you have to solve problems, you have different approaches to these problems. Definitely you need it. Then in terms of marketing, nepotism is very dangerous because you only have one approach to marketing, and in marketing we never want to have one approach. We never want to have one approach to marketing. You want to have multiple approaches, and one way to get multiple approaches to marketing problems is by employing people that have different schools of thought. And different schools of thought come from, first of all, getting out of your family circle of family. because they see things differently, and marketing is also about seeing things differently. Muleme kubanga ebintu ebyo mubiraba kyekimu okitegeera, muleme kubanga ebintu ebyo mubiraba kyekimu, mubeerenga you have people that see things differently. That's why marketing teams batuula in a meeting and they brainstorm ideas. When you go to like marketing agencies, advertising agencies, you find people from different places. And when you go to marketing agencies, I'll give you an example. Most marketing agencies are run by people from the north, from the east and west Nile. You'll be surprised. You get most marketing agencies are run by those people. Then most events agencies are run by people from the central. Which take it probably has something to do with how they handle things. It has something to do with creativity. And I'm not saying that there are no marketing agencies that are run by people from the central or the west, but most of the marketing agencies, advertising agencies I've seen are being run by people that come from the north, west Nile, and the east. Good morning, Ronald Muchwa, Blake FX. Good morning indeed. Uganda is blessed. Of course, it's blessed naturally. Eric Chisitu, good morning. Tua Hawalakira, good morning. JFK Arts, good morning. Akakuba ko mukalaba. Akakuba katonnya n'omusana gwaka. Neera waliwo abatagenda sula mbuliri bwabwe leero babugenda kuba bugoze eki. Bugweredde mazzi. There are people that built in Baise wetlands that are still experiencing the flooding now because water bakigege weeyise, for example, amazzi weegali okitegeera. Yeah, so tribalism is bad for your business, nepotism is bad for your business, but I also find that there is racism in businesses. Yeah, there is racism, but of course now for betuberanga tuli baduga for running a business, we may not see the racism where the Ugandans, I'm not going to say Ugandans, I'm going to say the native Ugandans are discriminating against Indians. If an Indian gets appointed, they are also discriminating against a white person if their white person is appointed. That also exists. We on the other hand will excuse me. We on the other hand will see the discrimination that is happening from what we call the outsiders. What we call the outsiders, when they in a way practice what we want to call racism. We practice racism. Now, normally we think that racism has to be something that seems negative. Even something that seems positive can be racism. Something as simple as saying, it seems like, oh, you're actually giving him a compliment. Use a bumper Some areas there is also religious discrimination. Yes, Tom, thank you very much. There is also religious discrimination. So guys, racism, you guys also discriminate against the Bachotara. You apparently there is discrimination. The discrimination of color is very bad. People have started even believing that people that have lighter skins have money. Omuyindi agenda okujoredinga aina sente, omuzungu abeera ne sente. You guys do price discrimination based on the skin color. It's not proper. I've found that businesses right now are getting affected because of price discrimination. The reason why people end up buying in supermarkets, nagenda ne bamusera namanya nti bamusede kuba mu supermarket ajamanya buli muntu agenda kigule beyi yemu. Tekiriko gamba nti because Arthur is brown, he's going to buy it differently, and because this person has put on a suit, so I'm going to overprice it. So that kind of discrimination is bad for your business, because if you discriminate people based on looks, based on how they dress, very soon you're going to be the loser because people will stop coming to you. That's why people are saying, it's the same. You either can afford and want to pay Arthur for his service, or you can't. nange nga njagala okaberemu, and then I told you I discourage people from only looking at one car. It's disadvantageous to you, which take it. So I discourage people from looking at only one car. Even when you go to the bond, don't look at one car and say, hey, njagala okugula. Look at multiple cars, which take it. Obo genzine ata bato genzine ata. That's how it is. Which take it. So I try as much as possible to avoid price discrimination. Good morning, Bashir Mokarazi Triple M Matha Academy Namamukono. Good morning. So try as much as possible to avoid discrimination of any sort in your business, because sooner or later it catches up with you. The people you have discriminated against will soon catch up. Bajja kwesanga bagamena yo guy abogenda musuti akuseera oyo guy bogenda osaza akaviri akalungi akuseera bogenda wekubye perfume akuseera. Then Thomas also talked about religious discrimination. Some people don't deal with people that are not Muslims. Some people don't deal with people that are not Catholics. I find that is strange, very, very strange. Why are you not dealing with a person that is not a Muslim? Yeah? Are you telling me that Muslims don't eat matoke? Okay, yes, Muslims don't eat pork, but are you telling me that the person that eats pork goes to a different kind of toilet than you who ate just meat? And mark you, everyone does something that you don't do. So if you're going to be discriminating people, you're going to be discriminating people over them doing or believing in things that you don't believe in. I have a friend that used to have it. I think it's one of the reasons why I don't borrow cars. Borrow? Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I don't borrow cars. Because ogena newe wole moroka nga nyini yote mufaako bulijjo bwe neekufaako okitegeera. I have people that can lend me cars ngende nayo ata ajangu ono ne moro, but I decided sijja kuzinona ebintu moroka zeekola ebintu nga nyini yo si yagirina. Nyini yo n'agamba naye gwe gwase moroka yange olabika ovuga bubi okitegeera. Yeah, so let's stop the discrimination. Discrimination is sura, and discrimination is something that is kitandika mbuto. Unakulaga bamugamba nzaba abantu mama we oba tata we nga nzaba abantu abaddugavu abo nze bantama nzaba yindi bantama oba babeerawo batya. You should also stop making remarks like that in front of your children. Todi Ronald, good morning. Abaana bo bwe bakuwulira ng'oyogera ebibi ku bantu bagenda kubakyawa nga nabo tebamanyi lwaki babakyaye, naye because you have that influence on your children. Buli bwonoolaga obukyayi eri abantu abamu ebintu ebimu byogera mu Luganda because mutabani wange tabitegeera tajja kumbuuza ebibuuzo bingi. Kati ate abuuza ebibuuzo. Buli bwonoolaga obukyayi eri group emu ey'abantu, omwana we yagenda kubakyawa nga tamanyi na lwaki akyawa, but omwana we yamanyi daddy kyatayagala oba mami kyatayagala, nange sirina kukyagala kuba kiba kibi. So you should always try to I'll give you an example. I have a cousin of mine yamalako akaseera nga tabeera na ssente ng'abeera mwavu, kati nga bwe bamuyita ku mikolo omuntu amuyise nga mugamba naye sirina transport. Kati one of our aunties nga buli bwamuyita kati one time we have a party and bamugamba gundi nga tomukubidde oyo taba na transport eva abeera mwavu and something like. Kati that auntie of mine nga alina omwana alina emyaka nga 7 nekimukwata. So 5 years later omwana yamala n'akyogera, ate ng'ono ku luno ekimuganya okujja sina ssente yali busy. Mwana oyo eva abeera mwavu taba na ssente ffe yatutamadda wano okitegeera. Omwana ekimu kyayiga at 7 years kivuddeyo when he is 12 okitegeera. At that time muzadde we tajjukira na kujjukira nti yakyogera, but yateeka ekintu mu mwana we ekibaddemu for a very long time paka bwe kifulumye okitegeera. So we should also try as much as possible to be very careful with the things that byemwogera mu maaso g'abaana bammwe, because ogenda kusiga obukyayi okitegeera. Otandika omugamba naye abagundi bwe bati nze sibaagala babeera bwe bati abagundi bwe bati balina empisa embi okitegeera. We have all had those negative experiences with certain groups of people, but I actually find that you're getting experience from an individual. It's not the entire tribe, it's not the entire religion. Mumanyi okulira abantu nga bagamba nti abasiraamu babeera violent. Okitegeera. But I expect ema eno line nabika ebeera mukuba kapeera abawera katudde wano singa nadde mabega super custom singa ndi wala. So kemuleka music nga bwe ndaba bwe manuvaringa junction eno. Kirabika ino following ambulance eno bwe kirabika naye ate waliwo beebera neeragaya. But now, is there someone that deals in maize to update us on the price of maize? What is the current price of maize? Kasoli bamugula sente mmeka kati oba mumugula sente mmeka mu line etera okutambula leero ng'ebigaanyi. Abagula kasoli, what is the price of maize today? Todi ayagala kweyiwamu kuinvestinga mu kasoli today. Kasoli bamutunda mmeka? You people, have you realized omwaka gudduse? And Nathan, si mwaka gwe gudduse, it's you who is busy. Oli busy nnyo mwe. Sizzeeyo mu line eri kubanga. Kano kalayini kaffe bulijjo katambula naye leero disappoint nze singa ndi nawala. I try to be in the line that moves. When you go to the line that moves, you discover that today it doesn't move. Uganda line ene biseera ebyokutambula bye abataxi abayingira bava mu park. For the guys that have not been in Uganda for a very long time, ebwayise kati waliwo park enene eringa old taxi park. Park eno nene buli motoka zaawa gyeziri ezeggulu ezaawa mu park eno mweziri. It's a very big taxi park. For the guys that come from public railway, you can always come to this taxi park and take. You can always come to this taxi park and take a taxi. Which take a taxi park nene. I've entered it before we were trying to know your taxi. And then I realized it nene, and it's organized. Taxi to park is but if nenga mulimu nempya obviously, but Morocco is in the up countries beera namu bulungi, but bayinamu Morocco embi but zirabika nnyo because this taxi park is a little bit organized. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, we are talking about discrimination. Guy, if someone else discriminates against you, don't discriminate against them. That's how it should work. Yeah, that's how it should work. If someone practices tribalism, try and avoid that negative energy. I normally try to avoid negative energy. Nzenga Arthur, I try to avoid negative energy. Whether it's tribalism, whether it's nepotism, whether it's religious biases. And I've told you time and again, The people that have treated me the best have been atheists. Atheists are people that don't believe in anything. They don't believe, tebasamize, tebakkiriza mu Allah, tebakkiriza mu Katonda, tebakkiriza mu Yesu, tebakkiriza mu Jehovah. They are there. Bekkirizamu ng'abantu. Those are the people that have treated me the best ever. And I've also been treated the worst by the religious type, I'm telling you. And I'm sure so many of you guys have realized that a religious person who decides to be bad can be very bad. Why? Because religious people are normally scared of hell. They are scared of God punishing them. But if you find a religious person that believes they can what do they call that? They can repent to God and be forgiven after doing you harm. And that's the most dangerous type of religious person, because he will harm you and then apologize to God when they have harmed you. And then there are these guys that believe they are fighting a religious war. So they will harm you, believing that they are fighting God's war. They are doing God justice, that they are helping God to do away with the infidels. Also, those ones are very dangerous, because as they do what they do, they believe they are going to go to heaven because they are doing you harm. You guys have seen that. It's the thing that is happening in between the Israelites and the Palestinians. Yeah. So me, I find that a person that does good not because they are fearing anything, but because it's in their nature to do good, that's a person that you want to be close to. And I find those are atheists. Omuntu ali atheist tatya geyena, tatya butagenda mu ggulu, tatya migojja geyena, tatya muliro. Kati omuntu oyo bw'asalawo okuba mulungi, abeera mulungi not because he has been threatened. And majority of them are good because they are not looking for rewards. They are genuinely good. I find that personally, having been to Europe, I find that that's one of the reasons why Europe is progressing a lot. I went to Spain, and majority of churches, some of the churches I went to, the churches I went to, Sijagamati majority, because maybe I did not go to all the churches. I went to Spain, and the churches there are museums. People go there to see exhibitions. When you go to places like Norway, church iliwonga formality. That just in case hell and heaven are real, we are on the wrong side of everything. But somehow they are progressing, and us here in Africa, churches, business or we don't progress. Even when you fast for 14 days non-stop, it's still progressing. We still have to go to Europe to collect capital and come back. So as you plan to discriminate against another person, I want you to always remember that yes, your religion is important, yes, your beliefs are important, but humanity is much more important than religion, much more important than your belief, much more important than this category of people. It's this and that thing that you're eating is an evil. Over church on Sunday, if you don't go to church on Sunday, then you're not a good person. I remember there is a pastor that wanted to convert me. And he was saying, I'm one of the most careful drivers, by the way, because I know the impact of accidents. It always targets you, the driver. And you guys should remember, when you're driving a car, you will always be the target. Anybody that seems to be well off, will always be the target in any situation. So when you're driving a car and the border guy is behind you, not on side mirror, because he will say even when you did not actually kuchama. Maybe you thought that he's going to stop and he did not stop. Those things happen. Me, I don't imagine. If he doesn't stop, I don't turn. I turn when he has stopped or when he has gone the other side. Then it's the same thing happens when you're driving a more expensive car than the other person you have been involved in a crash with, which tegera, you will always be the target, which tegera. Kubanga ajagenda agamba ate bana abagule moloke bananga abantu bakolima. And then I also find, and we have been talking about this for a very long time, we should always be careful with people that believe they are poor. Omuntu kasabe ateke ekintu mutima gwe nagamba nze ndi mwavu ebintu bintukakola kuba ndi mwavu. Be careful with that person. A person like that is one of the most dangerous people. Asobola nokutagetinga simply because you seem to be more well off than him. Okitegere abantu bwe batyo bakaaba ebizibu. They are always victims, and you don't want to be close to people like that, by the way. Omuntu yenna kasata nko okweteekamu ekyo ekintu nze ndi mwavu. Abantu abalowooza nti baava ate naye bw'oba gy'olinga obadde otandisa okukyeteekamu ndi mwavu ebintu tebikola. Try as much as possible to avoid that, because the moment you start thinking that, the moment you start putting that in your head, you corrupt yourself. Instead of doing things that help you go forward, you will stop doing them. Instead of creating connections with people that would ideally help you get better, you're not going to do that. You will basically go down. Kagenda tekawo kalina nyamayi zibe shina go down ati bizimbe bika paka stochira bane go down manya bakitaddemu omusimbi gonna. So whatever you do, try as much as possible to avoid any kind of discrimination in your businesses. Don't even discriminate against people that look poor, because I realize that in businesses we don't discriminate against poor. We discriminate against people that look poor, and then we uplift people, but we handle with care the people that look rich. You guys have seen, or probably have experienced it when you went to a certain business, and they did not even want to serve you simply because you are not as smart as they want you to be. You guys that I have been at least exposed to a bit of marketing, you know that sometimes some people are just not dressers. Some people don't know how to dress. Some people don't even care about things as simple as perfume. So someone will come to you not smelling very well. Some people have been through stuff. Perfume the guys, what we about to over the combo, you guys know what I'm talking about. Omuntu ayita mu mbeera nga ne perfume olumu takyakola. Okitegeera, some people go through situations because the sweat that comes out of our body, the smell that it gives off is because of what we eat. It's not about you as a person, it's about the things you eat. So omuntu asobola okubeera mu mbeera ng'emmere gy'alya tekkiriza ntuuyo ze kuwunya bulungi, ngate emmere gy'alya entuuyo z'afulumya mu mubiri gwe tezireactinga bulungi with perfume. So omusajja naaba ng'akozesa perfume naye nga biganye, okitegeera, nga biganye. And we have to understand that might probably not be his or her fault, but then we still discriminate against them. Okitegeera. Lucky Moses, this is the S21. Sigera weza na yo mwaka. No, not yet. So Onakurairo Aban is going to celebrate his birthday at school. This is not... What? Your cake is coming. Lero Aban is celebrating her birthday. Naye celebrating gira kusomero. But it's not really the day of Ramzara. Of course, he has to do it at school before the break off for holidays. And demands abana benda kuzindo zebakola. Banne bwe bajja kusomero nga bagenda okukola birthdays zaabwe n'aleeta ebintu. Noono naye ayagala aleete ebiringa ebyoli byaleeta, oba probably ebisinga nako. Okitegeera. Ayagala aleete n'ebisingako. Kalivasi konna kamala. Karivasi konna kamala. So anyway guys, discrimination is not good. Let's try to avoid it at all costs. Yeah, let's try to avoid the discrimination at all costs. Kansobe ku comment zamwe. Okay, let's see wewe nakomye okusoma comment. Bana ani ali mukasoli agambe ku Todi Ronald ebei ya kasoli right now. Sedeko starch, okay. Ene waffe kitokota Indians discriminate as black people. Bamanyi tetuyina kyetumanyi. Naye omukisa gwe nebo omuwalana. If job blaze, no hatred, discrimination, no mankind can curse. Yeah, but I find that these things it will delay your progress, and that's not a very good thing. It's not a very good thing. By the way, Antonio, is it you that said you have 5 acres of coffee plantation? I'm in the coffee business and willing to export it once it's ready. Nathan is in the coffee business and he wants to export your coffee when it's ready. Was it Sunday? Sunday, I realized that the coffee business is actually booming for those people that it's booming for. The gentleman that we went to bury was in the coffee business. He was working for one of those companies that export coffee, and they were like, those guys that is, what do they call it? A processing plant, a coffee processing plant, and they have multiple processing plants in different places. Sometimes maize prices depreciate. I advise you try to invest in coffee beans. You will make better profits. Starch agamba Arthur omwarabu nakuyita nti masikini na yenga olina ovunanyizibwa oli muntu ne just because of working and being black. Man, nchitegeera. Sorry. Nze nchitegeera, but regardless, I realize most of the people that discriminate, that have racism, that have nepotism, babikora munangi because they are not informed. Nze, I try to see the best in people. Let me give you a scenario that happened to me. Ragnar, wake up. Hey, Ragnar, wake up. You wake your brother up. So I realized that abantu ebisinga about discriminating about now for whatever reason. Wake him up. Ragnar, stand up now. Aban, let him be. Okay, you stand up. Aban, don't tikuti your brother. Ragnar, stand up. Give me my bottle. Both of you stand up. It's time for school. Okay, I've realized that abantu ebisinga about discriminating about now for whatever reason, but you call out of ignorance. If you discriminate against Arthur because he's big, you discriminate against Aban because he's small. Are you small? You're big. You're sure? You're a big boy, but is your body big? Is Ragnar's body big? Huh?
Short.
Who is short? He's just still young. You're older than him. So guys, I realize that abantu ebisinga about discriminating against others, they do it because they are not informed. They're totally informed. The more you get exposed, the more you realize that, oh, there is more to the world than what I know. Or there is more to the world than what I know. And muntu yenaenda mukama yali badamu kwatira kuna nasobola okutegeera. Lucky Mose, good morning. Derek Lule, Nsereko Starch, era of if it's okay is planning to come in Gulf, it's not about making money choka. You should particularly be mentally strong to tolerate anything that comes. Mental strength is important, by the way. Taremwa Samuel, good morning. Samsung S21. Omni Wandiambi, Valerian Seru Nkuma, Matembe Abdul Nasser, Mr. Nsereko, some words you've from different regions have different meanings. Like that, you've said it means someone in need, which is in the bad. Twakaganda was a maskini is not bad. Antikatiboito muntu maskini nga si maskini, he will obviously be offended. As in omwavu, bote bakulina amo buzibu kuita mwavu when you are. Oh, they are straight. But I find that for one mu Uganda, especially the tribes is a central, manager akuva wano no ngamba sibude naye katugende njaba sibulire ma, so it's 50 minutes. It's 50 minutes, and remember we do 1 hour. Yeah, so especially in the central here, in central Uganda, tetwagala muntu atugamba kintu straight. We find that omuntu ajja nakugamba naye gwe gundi gwe ebintu byokola tebinyuma. We find that we tutandika okuloza nti atuwalana, which has never really been the case. Okitegeera bwe batyo bwe batukuza bazadde baffe bwe baali, omuntu bwamugambako embuzi ye eridde ebintu byange si kirungi nga naye yapalana. When we tried to get for a burial, for the burial on Sunday, the gentleman that was in the car with me yagamba nti his wife ayina embuzi, kati embuzi za mukyala we zagendanga ne ziri emmere ya neighbor na complaininga, no lwaki embuzi ze zirya ki, ziri emmere yange. Now the wife natandika ate okuwala n'oli, natandika lugamba abaana be temubuuza omukyala oyo mukyala mubi. And then the man was saying, but the woman was simply complaining about the goats eating her food. So she complains about the goats eating her food, and all of a sudden you start thinking that person is bad. I find that for one central, and it might be generally Uganda. You remember with this lady called Mommy Gadgets. Omwana yajja n'agamba nagula bu gadget ye never from banga tono nyone nkubiro ondiyirire ate no yogera bubi. And then the woman arrested the chick. We said, and you have seen it so many times when I've been coming out in Ngambagamba, Nissan Terando, Nissan Bundi Moro Kambi, and people are thinking I'm fighting Nissan. That's the thing that is, I think it's African. We don't want criticism. We cannot always be saying the good things. And because of that, sometimes someone comes to my WhatsApp, Nagamba Atham, but like there is a gentleman, bam, Yampens, I spelled something wrong on one of the videos, in an intro graphic. I spelled it wrongly. Nampeza a message, Nangamba Bambi Athatonyiga, Nayen Narabie. But he was apologizing before telling him, and I told him, please don't apologize. This is helping me. I had missed a spelling, Nawandika spelling, because that's just what it came to my mind. Nenchiwandika. Nekat you can realize a chipsha spelling changamba chiyambanze. Nebambi natandika no apologizing. It's probably because abantu abagambye kebibi bakoze ate banyize bunyizi. It's something that is really bad. Era bobakaliyo akakanto okaina mu bwengo omuntu. Starting to make a gem omuntu bwakugamba ke ekibi kyokoze tonyiga. Teje bwakugamba ekibi kyokoze tekitegeeza nti takwagala oba takwagaliza oba akuwalana. It's proper. Okitegeera. Red, how is Australia? Good morning, Francis Agaba. Ronald Mucha, even discrimination is too much in the Philippines over black. It's too much. Says Kagaba, good morning. You need to research regarding Christianity and social development in Europe. It's regarded that the Europe had its major development when Christianity was highly cherished. But I find that now, whatever was done, either during the Christianity era or not, has stuck because people don't have the biases anymore. If people still had the biases that they had then, I don't think they would still have what they have. Because right now, for Uganda, we struggle with the the divisions. Abasilamu, Abakatoliki, Abaprotestant, Abalokole, which take it. That is, I find that it's one of the biggest stumbling blocks to our development in Uganda, which take it. Ne business is a nyini. Osanga business, Nguria Gamba, Abasilamu, Abakatoliki, which take it. You find Muslims only supporting Muslims. It's not a good thing. Which take it. Abduna Sagambe discrimination temokwatako. That's also something. Most of the tech and development we see now comes from way back. Europe is on a downward trajectory, and it's not a surprise that Christianity is facing the same fate. Are you sure that Europe is on a downward spiral? I don't think that Europe is going down. I don't think so. Of course, I've not lived there, but me, I've dealt with these guys, and I find that one of the things that is probably helping the citizens there is I've not faced racism in Europe, and all the times that I've been in Europe, I've not really worked with Africans. I've not actually worked with black people. I've been working with only Europeans, but I've not faced racism at all. I've been treated like a human being. I find that it's probably has also influenced how I deal with people. I don't discriminate. Abazungu balaba bwaba munyivu akugamba, and I think that also influences how I express the feelings I have towards someone. The solar experience, what's up? Kiringa oli okugamba nti oli mulogo naye nga obeeramu overnight. That other word is kategedde. And by the way, the religious type, they discriminate the people they think are not religious. I remember in high school, we used to have a chemistry teacher bali bamuita Mr. Ani. Yali musoga bali bamuita Ani. Very brilliant man. But guy nga discriminating abantu because they are putting on jeans. Nga yagamba jeans ziri evil. Nga tayogera naawe bw'oyambala bijini gwe zisagala nakumanya. Naye nga ali musajja mugezi. Bali bamuita Ani. You know, we can forget people. Guy yali mugezi nnyo naye nga si muntu mulungi nnyo. Naye nga he was the leader of the scripture union. Okutegeera abalokole yali abakulira and all that. Okitegeera. So let's stop discrimination, let's stop tribalism, let's stop nepotism, let's deal with people as they come, let's judge. But then njagala banyu experience yange, simanyi bwaki mpuguse. I had an experience, omusirikale wa police yanneesimbamu because I did a video that talked about corruption. Nze sigabanguzi, for the guys that follow me on TikTok, you know that video. When agamba sigabanguzi, wa traffic yakuze ebbali nga ayagala kukulyako nguzi, and the traffic officer n'antagetinga. Bw'antagetinga, yantagetinga nga bw'ono parking ojjemu omuntu ng'ovaayo bw'oti jamu nakukwatira awo n'agamba I've created an illegal line, so yankwata reckless driving. In an exchange there, nansaba akasente ne ŋŋaana okukamuwa. Bwe yansaba akasente ne ŋŋaana okukamuwa, n'aŋŋamba nkutwala mu kkooti. Yes, it escalated to that level. Bwe yaŋŋamba nkutwala mu kkooti, n'agamba ate nkulabye obadde oyagala kundikoodinga ku ssimu. Anti